What's happening, Carp Lakes? It's been way too long, but welcome back to a new look, reinvigorated, on the bank with Camo Life Carping. Let's go. What's happening, troops? So I'm finally back on the bank after a long time gone. I had to go away for ages with work, so it wasn't ideal. So I've not been out on the bank for God knows how long. Well, since the back end of last summer, I think. But happy to be back out again. First session that I've been able to come on since being back. And yeah, I'm really psyched for it. As I said, we're at Plantations Lakes in North Somerset. I'm on the specimen lake here, so it's about 1.5 acres, and I think there's about 60 to 70 fish, up to about 30 pounds. So hopefully we can have a few bangers out. As I said in the short little intro, it is a bit of a new look and reinvigorated Camo Life Carping, but I'll go on to what little bits have changed a bit later on. As for what's going on at the minute, so I'm here with my lad and my dog. First time bringing the dog out fishing, and honestly, absolute carnage when I got here. We got here at 6:30 this morning. And we had a walk around the lake, chose a peg, put a bucket down. Oh, here he is, look. Brilliant. Everybody, that's Zeus. Yeah, are you going to let me do this filming? Yeah, good boy. Okay, so yeah, as I was saying, I had a walk around the lake and we chose a peg. Oh, he's back. Right, I'm going to have to stop. So yeah, another drama of bringing the dog, just gets in your grid. So what was I saying? We had a walk around the lake, watched the water for a bit, and then we chose a peg. At one end of the lake we've got an island pretty close to us, and on the right hand side there's an overhanging tree, which I'll show you the swim a bit later on anyway. But there's some pretty good features to fish to, and when we arrived the wind was blowing down into this end, so I thought this would be a good place to start, because of the carnage with the dog, and it's an absolute flipping admin nightmare. I don't know if any of you take your dogs, but if you take them on a regular basis, you know, well done to you, because bringing in this first time, it has been absolute carnage. So yeah, got here, tried to sort all the admin out. I just pinged 2 bags out, one to the island and one to that overhanging tree. Just got them done rapid, just so I could start fishing, so I could get everything else set up. What I then wanted to do was to redo the rods, do them properly, get a little bit of bait around them, but Ewan, my lad, then started saying that he was hungry, so I had to do breakfast first. I had to sort the dog's food out as well, and we now are here, so I thought I'd do this little bit of filming and then sort the rods out properly. A bit later on I'll go into a little bit more about the lake, a little bit more about the setup I'm using, the bait I'm using, but for now I need to get these rods sorted properly so we stand as much chance as possible as hauling in an absolute banger. Catch you in a bit. Right guys, the rods have been redone now after the manic rush of setting up and everything this morning. As I said, I just got them out there rapid when I first got here, just to get them out. Then I got everything set up. Then I did the breakfast for the lad and the dog, and now I bought the rods back in and did them properly, so I'll go through that in a bit. I did mention that there's been a few changes to the channel, to the videos, the way that the videos are done, and Camo Life Carping in general. So I'll just go through them changes right now. So if you've watched any of my previous videos, you'd notice that there's like an intro at the beginning of each one. I've canned that off because I think it was like proper cheesy, and it was a little bit too much like Mark Pitcher's intro to the challenge. So yeah, I'll sack that off, and all I'm going to do is do a separate, like, random intro to each video of things that are to do with that session. So that's the first change. Second change is we've had a new little logo. I think the old one was just a bit boring and a bit plain, to be honest, so we've changed it up. Got a cool looking carp on there now, so yeah, that's got to be fucking decent, hasn't it? Because anything with a carp on it, it's a winner. So that's the second change. Third change is I have joined the wave, and I've had my first order of Parker bait. To be fair, I heard like mint things about it. I've been watching the channel. I've seen the way that the baits are produced, and the guys that they're a proper sound, or seem proper sound anyway, and they put loads of care into their bait making process. And you know, I think it is real good quality, and from people that I spoke to that have used it have said that it's real good. So I've joined the wave, and I've got on the Parker baits, and I'll go through what I'm doing with them baits a bit later. So yeah, they're the changes that I've made to the channel, and I hope that you're able to enjoy the channel a little bit more, and enjoy the videos a little bit more through the little subtle changes that I've made to it. So yeah, that's that. So I'm gonna shoot off, and then soon I'll show you the swim, and I'll show you whereabouts I've put my baits out, etc. I'll catch you in a bit. So guys, bit of an update. Still nothing going on. I've been sat watching the water for ages, and much like when I turned up this morning, not seen any signs whatsoever. No fizzing, no boshing, none of them getting the backs out. That's one of the reasons why I chose this peg, was because when I got here I didn't see anything showing. The wind was blowing down into this corner, and there was a couple of nice features to fish too, so that's why I chose it. But yeah, still not seeing any signs, but I'm persevering. I'll flip you around and show you where I'm fishing. So I've got one about half a rod length off that fallen tree. That's just a solid bag with a yellow magic bean, and then I've got one sort of around that area of the island, but about a rod length off it, and that's on a Match the Hatch OG wafter. Again, that was in a solid bag filled with mini mix pellet, magic dust, and injected with some monster crab flat spot. So yeah, that's where I'm fishing. That's the update, and yeah, I'll get back to you a bit later on, hopefully with a fish, if not just with an update. What I think I might do in a bit is I might have a walk around to that bank there, drop some bait just right underneath the tree, just as and leave them as a few freebies, just if the fish want to feed freely on them for a bit if they go into that area. And then later on I might drop my rig right on top of that, and then just walk my rod back around. Might be a bit of a nightmare getting over these bushes because they're quite high, but I'm sure I'll manage it. Yeah, I might just walk it back round, do that. So yeah, see how we go, but ciao for now, in a bit. Happy days. However, I think, looking at it, I might have burst the tea bag. I could redo it, but nah, so I'll just get a mouthful of crap at the bottom. Now also, to go with my brew, I forgot my friggin' digestives, schoolboy. So I'm having to settle for some uber crushed Aldi specials ready salted crisps. So exotic, but I'm going to enjoy my brew, less the tea leaves in the bottom, to try and enjoy my crisps, and then see what the fishing's saying. Catch you in a bit. So as I said earlier, what I'm doing now, I've just come around into that bay where that falling tree is, and I'm just going to chuck a few handfuls of bait under the tree and let them have a bit of a free feed on it if they want it, and then a bit later on I'll drop a rig down there. So yeah, there's the tree, there's my swim just over there. So I've just had a walk round, and yeah, I'm going to get a few handfuls of bait down there, and just a couple of the OG fish boilies that I put some OG fish sauce on, some flat spot and some magic dust. So yeah, I'm just going to chuck a few of them down there. just a bit of a scattering. Yeah, so as I say, hopefully they can come in, feed on them without any line pressure, any angling pressure on it. Get them feeding a bit more confident just in that area, and then finish it off with a little bit of pellet. Unfortunately I didn't bring any other pellet other than the mini mix, because I'm fishing predominantly solid bags on this session, but just a couple of them. I mean, they'll disappear pretty quick, but just bring a bit of attractant into the area. Sorted. Fingers crossed they get on that spot and start munching, so I can catch them with a trap down there later. What's happening, guys? So as I said earlier, I've joined the wave and I've gone on to Parker Baits bait. So I'm just going to go through the bait that I'm using today and just like tell you a little bit about it, really, I suppose. So before I come out, so yesterday I just put a few of the OG fish boilies into a bucket and I coated them with OG fish sauce, monster crab flat spot and a bit of OG fish magic dust. Now these are the OG fish boilies. These are shelf life. You can get the freezer baits, but these are just more suitable for me, really. Basically not enough room in the freezer to start storing loads of bait. Now I put these on the kitchen side yesterday, and mate, oh man, they smell absolutely banging. But I put these on the kitchen side yesterday, opened them, my missus was in there and she was in absolute turbo. She basically told me to get them out of the house straight away. That's how much they stink. But oh mate, so good, so good. Now I said I coated these, but you don't really need to be honest. Like, there are not many, if any, baits that come like that straight out of the bag. Look at that, they look absolutely mint, and they feel and smell uber fresh. I think that's the way that Parker Baits make them. So obviously they steam them and double dust them as well. And yeah, like I say, I have never seen a bait come out the bag looking like that. Absolutely mint. But like I say, I did coat a few just for a little bit of extra oomph. Not that they need it, but that's what I like to do. So what I coated them with was, so I got this, the OG fish sauce, as it says PV friendly, and again this smells super pungent. Nostrils are burning, but that smells awesome. The OG fish magic dust as well. Now I've also been using this in the solid bags just at the bottom to conceal the hook and the hook bait, before I put a few of the pellets in and then drop the lead in. And it also, when the bag melts, it also leaks extra attraction. And another thing it's good for as well is when you bring your rig in, when you're making a new solid bag up, you can drop your rig in there, give it a shake, and all the dust soaks up the moisture, so you're not going to melt your PVA bag when you try tying it. And again, that smells absolutely mint, full of goodness in there. And then the last thing I put on, which I'm also injecting into my solid bags, is the monster crab flat spot. Now, I didn't really realise the full effect of this until I actually used it. Sent the rig out, the bag obviously melted, and then the water, which is quite choppy today because of the wind, over where my rig was, just went absolutely flat. So this definitely works. And then obviously when fish are feeding on it, you can also get an indication, because when the fish are feeding on it, the oil gets kicked up again and goes up to the top, and again creates a flat spot. So good for good for feeding indication, and good for extra attractants leaking out. Try and speak. Hook baits I'm using, so I've got OG Fish Magic Beam wafters, obviously come in all different colours. I'm using yellow at the minute, but someone came round a minute ago and told me that pink does well on here, so yeah, on the next rig change I might switch the colour up. And again, smell mint. And then on the other one, I've got a Match the Hatch OG Fish wafter, and again they look absolutely mega, and it's mental how much these look like the boilers that are going in as freebies. So yeah, really excited to be using them. Not had anything just yet, but then again, no one on the lake has had anything since I've been here from first thing this morning. So we're going to keep our fingers crossed that we can bring in an absolute unit, or anything would be good really, don't have to be a unit. So yeah, hopefully that they can do the biz. I mean, obviously I know that it doesn't always happen no matter what bait you're using, but these are the baits I'm going to stick with now. Like I say, I've heard great things about them. They smell and look mint, and I've got a lot of confidence in that bait, so that's what I'll be using going forward. So if I don't get anything on this session, I'm damn sure that I'll get a bite or two moving forward. So yeah, that's the bait I'm using. Oh, almost forgot, this is the mini mix pellet, and this is what I'm putting in the solid bags. All the pellets are got different leakage, different breakdown times, different oil content to prolong the attraction that they give off, and these are perfect for solid bags because the pellets are so small. It leaves little to no air pockets in the solid bag, so if you are fishing at range, you can get a real tight, compact solid bag to wang out there. So yeah, that's everything that I've got with me from the Parker Baits range, and that's what I'm using today. And fingers crossed they do the biz. Come on the carp, come on the Parker Baits. As I said earlier, I baited up that spot that was right underneath that tree, and I walked my rod back over, left it out there for a while and didn't have any luck, so I brought that back in, and I've changed that over from a solid bag rig onto a fluorocarbon D rig, and I've found a spot just off the edge of that fallen tree. It's nice hard spot, so I've put that on there and fired a few of the souped up boilers, OG Fish boilers, over the top, see if that produces anything. And with the left hand rod that was still on the solid bag, I brought that in, redone the bag, but I've changed that over to a pink OG Fish Magic Bean now. It was that one was on a match the hatch, but I've changed it over to pink. Apparently pink does all right here. And I've fired that over back towards the island, but I've put it in a bit tighter to the island this time, hoping to try and pick any fish up that are patrolling around the island. The wind is still blowing down into this direction, so that's a good sign. If the fish in here follow the wind, that is. There was a geezer that's like bang opposite me on the opposite side of the lake. He had one out earlier. I didn't get round to see how big it was, but fair play to the guy, had one out. Yeah, so even though I've got my lad with me today, I've kind of been on my own all day today because he's been getting his head down. Told him to go to bed last night early because we had to leave at 5:30, so he had to be up at 5, went to sleep at 2. So yeah, he's been absolutely chinned. But he woke up for feeding, so sent him to the shop that's on site. I'll cover that a bit more in a bit. So yeah, got a can of Coke, got some chocolate, some sweets. So that'll do us before our dinner later. I'll put the dinner on the video. Everyone likes a bit of foodie stuff, so yeah, I'll put that on there when I do that. Yeah, so that's a sketch. Literally, I've got one on a hard spot, excuse the fingers, at the end of that fallen tree, and then one in the middle of the island, right up tight to it. So yeah, that's what I'm doing, and that's where we're at. Look, you can see the chop on the water, that wind pushing down into this direction. The guy that had the fish out earlier, he was in that peg over there. Yeah, so Zeus chilling, Ewan is chilling. It's an absolute bomb site in there because he's been sleeping. I've not wanted to get in there and sort it out because I didn't want to wake him. Such a nice guy. So yeah, that's where we're at, and I'll give you an update later. Come on, the carp. Ah! So I've run out of the couple of supercharged boilers that I had, so what I'm going to do, I'm just going to run through quickly how I coated them last night. I'll do a few more so I can get some more bait over my spots. So first thing, the OG Fish 40mm boilers, just going to bang some of them in there. I don't want to do too many. I can just make some more up if I need it. Okay, next, just going to bang some of the OG Fish sauce on. Decent helping of that. Give that a shake around. Okay, then just a little bit of the flat spot, don't need to put a shed load on there. Again, shake. And then lastly, a good sprinkle of the OG Fish Magic Dust. Okay, and then again, I'm just gonna shake it around, and you can see all the dust particles are sticking to them boilers. And there you go, that is the boilers coated, good to go. I'm not fishing any particle on here, literally just boilers and the mini pellets that are going inside the solid bags, and then these boilers are just going to go on top of them, then spots, and that's it. Alright guys, still quiet, not had no liners or nothing, not seen any shows. The only bit of fishy action that I've seen today is the geezer opposite that had one earlier. He's now gone. That is it. Remainder has been dead quiet. So I've still got that fluoro D-rig out by that fallen tree, and a solid bag right up tight to that island. Excuse me. So yeah, gonna sit tight on them. I keep putting a couple of freebies over them, and we'll see if they produce. Before the evening, what I might do is move the one off the island into open water, but I've not decided yet, we'll see. Anyway, so yeah, I said I was going to tell you a little bit more about the fishery. So there's 3 lakes at Plantation Lakes Fishery. There's like 2 match lakes and then the specimen carp lake. This lake is 1.5 acres in size, and there's between 60 and 70 fish in here, up to around the £30 mark. It's just been stocked with another 2 24-pounders not too long ago, and apparently they've both been out already. So yes, it's pretty decent. It looks lush here, like it's really mature, loads of big trees. It's nice and quiet, less this wind that's blowing a hoolie today. But yeah, so it's a nice place. There's a little shack when you first come in, and the geezer, the owner, runs a tuck shop out of there. I say tuck shop, it's kind of tuck shop style, but he sells tackle in there, bits of bait, and then your snacks and drinks and stuff like that. It's not open all the time, but if you give him a bell, his mobile number's on the website. If you give him a bell, ask him, if you would mind opening up because you need something, he'll happily go in there, open it up for you. He did that with my lad earlier. He wanted a drink and some chocolate and that. He wasn't in there, gave him a call. Within 2 minutes he was there and he opened up. The car park, so this lake is the furthest away from the car park, but even still it ain't far. I think it was probably about a 5-minute, if that, walk to this lake with the barra. I'd definitely check it out if you haven't done so already. Like I say, it's the first time I've been here, and I really do like it. I'm just hoping, fingers crossed, that we can get one of these carp out of here, but they are not playing ball at the minute, which is typical, but that's how it goes. But like, I've still got until, I don't have to be off till 4:30 tomorrow afternoon. I've got to be off a little bit earlier because I've got to take my lad home, but still got loads of time ahead of us, all this evening through the morning, and yeah, hopefully in that time we can make something happen. I am quite hopeful. So yeah, there was a little bit of an update, a little bit about the lakes itself. You can book this lake through the Catch app. That's what I did. Really easy to do, really self-explanatory when you're on there, and it's booked on a watercraft basis. So you book your place on the lake, but when you get here you can walk around and choose your peg when you're here. I think there are like 13 or 14 pegs on here, but there's only 8 anglers allowed on at a time, which again is a good thing. because it gives you the option to, you know, if something isn't quite happening and or you see some fish in a different area, it gives you that opportunity to get over there, get on the fish. So yeah, you can move. I might move this. There are some people that have just turned up though, and they're walking around the lake. So I might wait to see if they get settled, because I don't just want to move from here and then jump into somewhere that someone else had their eye on. But yeah, so that's what's happening, and yeah, hopefully we can get one of these out to show you. Sweet a bit. Right, I'll catch you in a bit. Time for me and the lad, and we got, oh bloody hell, hang on a minute, they're stuck together. I'll pick both of them up at the same time then. Chicken, jalfrezi and rice, that's what we've got. That's what will be going in the Ridge Monkey. Obviously we ain't got a microwave, so hopefully it'll be alright and the rice won't be rock hard, but yeah, we'll give this a go, and I'll show you when we're cooking it up. Yeah boy! Chicken jalfrezi on the bank. Lovely jubbly. Cannot wait to get this scran in my face. Come on boy! There we go, lovely jubbly. Just made a curry sandwich as well. Oh. Culinary perfection, that. Straight out of the packet. Bash! Right guys, so I just wanted to quickly show you this bivvy, because so it's very rare that anyone comes with me fishing. Like Ewan doesn't come that often on 24 hours with me, so I don't see the point in spending a bucket load of cash on a 2-man bivvy. So I've obviously got my Fox 1-man. The times when Ewan does come with me, I wanted to pick up like a cheap 2-man, and I just went on Marketplace. Some geezer was selling this one for, I think it was like 40 quid that I got it for. And I swear it is like a flipping garage, right? Dog food. Look at the size of that. It is huge. And it's mega easy to put up. It's just one of them like pop-up ones. But you have to be you have to be careful when you take the straps off, mind, because you take the straps off and then straight away it like flipping bounces out, and if you're not careful it'll smash in the face. But yeah, proper easy to put up, easy enough to put down. Obviously it's harder to put down, like trying to fold it up and that, but it ain't that bad. And yeah, 40 quid, absolute bargain. So yeah, just thought I'd show you that. Seems as nothing much is happening on the fishing front. I've just put a bit more bait out over the top of my rigs. When we was having that curry, I did just have, well, I had liners on both rods, to be fair. So I don't know if they started moving down here, or maybe they're some way in between me and my rigs. Don't know, like, 'cause I'm not backleaded or anything. But yeah, we'll see. Some the guys that turned up earlier, they have moved in, down the other end, so that's turned the move off. But yeah, we'll stick with it here. Like I said, I've put some more bait over, so we'll see what that does. There's the update, guys. I'll catch yous in a bit. The curry's done. Let's see what we've got for dessert. Oi! Old school. Here we go. Chocolate sponge Swiss roll that Ewan has clearly already been getting down his face. Looking forward to some of that right now. Beautiful. Well, I just bought the left-hand rod in to redo. I was literally just taking the hook bait off it, and the right-hand rod went off. I don't think it's massive. I'll come back on when it's on. Well, what's happening, guys? So after that, never managed to actually get any video footage of the fish. Got a picture, but I'll tell you why. So as soon as I was about to bring it in and net it, every man and the bloody dog turned up at the swim. Wanted to have a look. It wasn't even massive. And I asked the geezer, one of the geezers that came along, I asked him to net it for me, and he netted it. And as soon as he netted it, he took it straight out of the water and put it onto the mat. So none of my camera's equipment was set up or anything. Obviously I would have usually just left the fish in the net for a little bit, let it rest, and while I set up all my stuff, but this guy netted it, took it straight out, put it straight onto my mat. So it was absolute carnage, flapping about everywhere. The guy that I asked to take the photo took horrific photos. So yeah, so I never managed to get it recorded because everybody was here and it was all seemed a bit of a rush, which it was weird. But yeah, got one anyway, 16.5 pound. Nice scaly mirror. Like I say, I took a photo of it, and I'll put the photo of it up now so you can see. And it's been about half an hour since that, and now it's absolutely pitch black. So yeah, rods are back out on the spots, so hopefully we get another one, and I'll try and get some actual video footage of it this time. So blank out the way, come on! Yes, come on the carp, come on the Parker baits. They didn't let me down on my first session. Bosh! Happy days. Let's have some more. And guys, pretty quiet night last night. We did have one, well, a rod went off at what, about 1:30 in the morning. Screamed off, but as soon as hit into it, it seemed like there was nothing on the end. So I don't know if that was a fish that managed to get rid of the rig, or if it was a trailer or something like that. But other than that, there was nothing. This morning I've redone the rods, so I woke up at like first light, watched the water for a bit, and then redid the rods, put them back out on the same spots, and hopefully we can nab another this morning before we have to be off. I think I'm going to be leaving at about 11ish, so a few hours yet, and yeah, we'll see what the rest of the morning can bring. But for now, I'm gonna go get a brew on. I'm gonna get some breakfast. I'm starving. Get some nice bacon sandwiches down my grid. And yeah, I'll catch you later. See you in a bit. We're packed away now, truck's packed, and we're ready to go home. So just the one on that session, 16.5 mirror, nice fish. I was speaking to the owner, and because of them on the picture, you'll see it's got a few missing scales, and it's like there's like a swirly pattern there. And the owner was just saying then that that fish is called swirly. So yeah, clearly it's been out a couple of times before. Just a couple of apologies. First apology is that I didn't get any footage of that fish on the bank, but as I already explained earlier in the video, them guys came over and whatever happened, so that put a stop to that one. And second of all, if this video hasn't have been as good a quality as my others, or there isn't as much content, again I apologise, but having that with me made it slightly harder, and I had a few more things to juggle than just myself and the camera and the fishing. So that's that. Please like the video, hit the subscribe button below, and you won't miss any carpy content going forward. And until next time, I'll catch you in a bit. Bosh!